Welcome back to Trash Panda Off-Road. Today we're going to change the oil on the 06 Grand Vitara. So we're doing an oil change video on the Grand Vitara because it's something that needs to be done. These Vitaras with the V6 engine, there's not a good timing chain replacement for them. So it's really important that you keep up on your oil changes. I'm pretty diligent on this one. I do it every 3,000 miles. So as to try to make sure that chain stays lubed in hopes that I can continue to get use out of this thing. So I go to O'Reilly's, get most of my stuff from O'Reilly's. Here is the filter you need, MGL 51391. And then I just use the cheapo Walmart oil, a 1030, because I'm going to be replacing it in 3,000 miles. So the thing that sucks about this is the oil filter is not in a very good spot in order to get to it. Let's see if I can get under here and show you. You can't see, even barely see it from above, just to show you. It's right down here. And then if you look in there, you might be able to see the little round section right under there. No, you can barely see the top of it. So it's under there. I can't really, maybe with some light I can get a better look at it, but it's under the manifold between the exhaust, and it's kind of hard to get to. So this is a useful tool if it works. This is one of those clamp-on pieces. Wish it had a part number on it. But in theory, oh, there it is. What does that say? 80/82/15. So in theory, this is the one that fits on there, and it is extremely helpful in order to get this thing off of there, because it'll fit on there like that, and then you can turn it with a ratchet, hopefully. If not, then I'll revert to these. These are a pair of vice grips that are meant for oil can filters. So, all right, and the other tool you're going to need is a 17 millimeter to go onto the oil pan, which is funny shaped and funnel in here, kind of funny. So, get under here real quick. Oh, geez. Look at all that dirt and stuff from when we took it on the Fall Classic. Alright, here we go. Oh, there's my socket right there. So, oil pan, just like any oil change. So, loosen that up. We'll put a pan down right here, catch the oil, drain all the oil, and then we'll try to see if we can get that filter off. The best way to do it is to come all the way under here, and there it is right there. So you can still barely see it. It's right there. And we're going to reach up right in here behind the oil pan and put a socket on that thing and see if we can get it to spin. There's probably a better way, but this is the way I've always done it. So first thing, loosen the oil pan and catch the oil. If you have access to some gloves, put them on. So climbing under here, we already pulled out the oil plug, and we stuck it back in, but not tight, because we want to make sure that we can get everything out of the way, because we have to climb in here. Oh man, this thing kind of sucks. But so up there you see the oil filter with the ratchet on it, and then way out here on the other side of the A-arm, you can get your arm through here and get your hand on that ratchet that's on that special filter socket, and hopefully it'll spin if you haven't cranked that thing on there tight enough. Yes. Okay, so we're moving the oil filter a little bit, which is good. And so eventually this thing should be hand tight, and we're going to start to get oil dripped on us. So then we'll have to get out of the way and hope we don't get our phone. Actually, you guys got this, right? Real simple. Now we're going to put our hand up there and unscrew it by hand. I'm going to put the phone away and climb out from underneath it so I can do this without hopefully getting oil all over me. So if you climb up here and kind of lay across the engine, you can reach your hand down past this mount holder, the engine lifter down there, and you can undo the filter by hand. But when you drop it, it doesn't come all the way through. So now we got to try to figure out where it ended up. And there it is, right there behind the oil pan. So let's see if it'll fit out of that hole. Everything in here is so tight. And some maneuvering, there it is. All right, and we got it out. Now to put the new one in, we are going to lay across the engine again and stick it in there by hand. Crank it on as tight as we can get it by hand. Then we'll climb back underneath and give it just a squidge with the ratchet, and that'll be the end of that. And really quickly, while I'm thinking about it, tighten up the oil pan bolt. So it turns out I was mistaken. You cannot go in from the top with that oil filter. There's no way to really fit it past the steering and the exhaust and all that stuff. So you do have to go from below and then feel it and put your hands on it and crank it down hand tight as you can. And then I came from above and I gave it some more tightens. Basically I crank it on as hard as I can hand tight, and that seems to be just what it needs. So now add the oil into the right here on the top of the crankcase. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put all of that in there. I'll double check how much it's supposed to have. Internet says 5.1 quarts, so that 5 quarts in there is perfect. As far as cleanup goes, I put the old oil back into the container. I have a smudge pot, so I will burn all that oil up later in my smudge pot. And I take my gloves off around the old filter and put it back in the box, and I will throw that away. And now I will start the car, take it off the ramps, and let it sit there and idle for about 10 minutes or so. I'll throw a piece of cardboard or a mat underneath to make sure I'm not getting any leaks. And if I am, I'll tighten it up. If I'm not, I won't. And that's about the end. So thanks a lot for watching the video, guys. Hopefully it's helpful. Hopefully it's entertaining. Hopefully you stuck it out to the end. And consider subscribing to the channel. Follow along. Instagram, Trash Panda Off-Road. There's all kinds of daily updates there. When I'm done with this, while it idles, I'm going to replace blinker on the taillight while it idles. So that's about it for this video. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate your support, and put your comments down below.